안녕하세요, 이건입니다. 저는 지금 토트넘 핫스퍼 트레이닝 그라운드에 있고요. 안제 포스테코글루 감독의 첫 기자회견 취재에 왔습니다. 어떤 이야기를 하는지 들어보도록 하시죠.
Yeah, really good. Obviously, it's been a little while now, but yeah, look, delighted to be here. Looking forward to the massive challenge ahead, which I was well aware of before taking on the responsibility, and looking forward to working with the players and the staff, and being part of a really strong competition. Look, it's fair to say every sort of position I've had has kind of needed some sort of rebuild, and as you said, I had a brilliant 2 years at Celtic. Loved every minute of it, but it was challenging, particularly at the start. And I don't know if it's about patience. I mean, you can't ask people to feel a certain way or to sort of dampen expectations. I think what I've tried to do wherever I've been, and including Celtic, is allow them to form their own opinion with what they see rather than what I say. And like I said, we had a massive rebuild at Celtic, but I think at the beginning, even though the results weren't there, the supporters could see what we were trying to do and got behind us. And I don't know whether it's going to be a rocky start for us or a good start for us, but either way, my hope and my desire and what I'm going to try and do is give our supporters hope and belief that we're going to embark on something special. So it's question 3, and it was Harry, was it? We're running a pool of the coaches. I think Mila Yednak won actually. I had over 6 because I thought you'd care more about me than Harry. No, look, I think in terms of the squad, as I said, it's fair to say, I think the reason that I'm here is because the club is seeking change. Change in direction, change in the way we do things, and that usually transpires into change in personnel, squad, and players and staff. And within that context, my role right at this minute is to deal with what's in front of me, the certainties I have, knowing that there are going to be many uncertainties, and trying to tick off one by one, the path forward for us, and that is, what our squad's going to look like. May take a little while until the season starts before we have clarity on that, but within that, I can't wait for that moment to start working. We've started already.
Good.
I can't say it was a goal. I've come literally from the other side of the world, so it's kind of been I've just wanted to experience as much as I can throughout my career and see where that takes me. And every challenge I've had is I've enjoyed, I've embraced wherever I've worked, whether that's in different countries, different leagues, national team or club football. But the Premier League is the strongest competition, as you said. Some of the best managers in the world are in this competition. Some of the strongest teams in the world are in this competition, and why wouldn't you want to embrace that? And it's another opportunity for me to do what I do. In a different competition with different sort of fundamentals around it, and experience something else in my career that I hadn't. Like I said, it wasn't an ambition of mine, but certainly everything I've done, I've tried to do the best of my ability, so that it gives me more experiences that I can say, have given me a career that I've realised everything I've wanted to do. No, both, because I think going in with sort of preconceived ideas might be limiting, as is making goals. I think, again, from the outset, what's important is that we try and establish some sort of key principles of who we want to be, first of all, and not just in the way we play, the way we behave, the way we train, the way we interact with one another, the way we interact with everyone else, and then see where that takes us, because goals are great, but they can also sort of stifle you a little bit because you become a bit narrow. And the reality of it is we're going to have to do things and be fairly flexible along the way to adjust to whatever challenge there may be ahead of us. So we don't know what they are. Sometimes with all the best planning and sort of trying to have foresight in these kind of things, things come across your path, and we've got to be agile enough to adjust to that. And as I said, see where that takes us. But we're a big club, and the end goal for all big clubs is to have success, and that's what we want to try and do. I don't know. about step ups. I mean, I had the same question when I got to the SBL, but I've coached at a World Cup, so I've coached at, in different leagues. I think every challenge is the same, to be honest, because it's relative to the competition you're in. So, I've never gone into any job thinking, oh, this is going to be easy. In comparison to anything else I've done, is this going to be a massive challenge? Absolutely, but Celtic was a massive challenge. I mean, I know people sort of say that in Scotland, if you're Celtic, you can finish. You're either going to finish first or second, but second is last. Second, I'm not in the job, so you have to finish first. So irrespective of kind of what outside thoughts are, there's still a demand there, and it's not just about winning, it's the manner in which you win as well. There's an expectation around your way you play your football, particularly for me, who I'm pretty explicit in saying I want my teams to play a certain way, so that has to be reflective of how we do things. So I've never seen anything I've done as a step up. I just see it as a different challenge, a different set of circumstances, because with every what other people perceive as a step up in level, you're working with also better players and a bigger organisation, more resources, so all those kind of things are relative. So I don't dismiss any success at any level for anybody in life, because as I said, I guarantee you even the lowest levels of what we perceive, whether that's football or life, somebody is grafting to be successful against the relative competition. So, I've never seen it as a step up, I just see it as a new challenge for me. I just think, I don't think it's my role to, sit there and sort of treat people in a manner because of their circumstances. I'm really big on just treating everyone the same. And Harry is, he's already entrenched himself in the history of this football club. He's a very important part. He's the premier striker, one of the premier strikers in the world, and I want him involved here. My conversation with him will be about how we can make this club successful. And I've got no doubt that that's what he wants as well. So, within that context, whatever sort of that narrows into the personal stuff around Harry himself as an individual. If the conversation takes it that way, we'll take it that way. But I doubt it's going to be, defining in the manner that I think people think it's going to be. It's not going to be a conversation where we walk out of that room, we've got sort of an understanding, because I don't want that kind of conversation. What I want is to introduce myself to Harry, to give him my sort of vision for the football club, to get an understanding from him of what he thinks this football club needs to be successful. And I go on that training pitch and try to make it happen. I've never taken social media as a barometer of me as a person. I'd hate to think anyone does, because there's more to life than who we are. Unless you've actually polled every single Tottenham supporter around the world and you've come out with a defining majority that don't want me here, I would suggest that what comes out of social media. Look, I think supporters with every appointment have their right to reserve their judgment. Absolutely, why not? Because this is their football club, and everyone who comes through their football club, they have a right to determine whether they think it's the right person or not. And I think for the most part, I'm pretty sure the overwhelming majority of Tottenham supporters want me to be successful, because if I'm successful, it means their club's successful, and I think they'll wait and see and reserve judgment on me when that comes. But it doesn't affect me. I mean, it's not like I feel like I'm battling against any tide or anything. To be honest, I've felt overwhelming support since I've been here. The people I've come across, outside of here have all been very supportive in terms of, Tottenham fans. So, rather than sort of troll through social media to find, what's said about me, I'll go on the feeling I have at the moment. No, I haven't had any assurances, and I wouldn't expect any assurances, because again, with these kind of things, you're never dealing in definites or, uncertainties in anything in life. So, and I've never, again, it's just my nature that I kind of go along and try and concentrate on the things that I know right now. And what I know right now is that, Harry is part of this squad, and, he's looking forward to coming back to training and getting amongst the players and back in here, and we start working together. And again, if I spend too much time worrying about the impact that it may have either way, I'm going to miss trying to build a team, because ultimately that's what's going to make us successful. if we build a team that plays football a certain way, that's going to be. And I'm not going to, you know, sort of miss this initial opportunity to lay down what I know is going to be important in the long term. What's going to be important in the long term goes beyond individuals. It's more about overriding sort of philosophy on, you know, who we want to be as a team and the key people within that. Just about that, just about being open-minded and sort of not being, you know, bogged down too much by expectation or you know, like I said, history. Just understand that we are going to go down a different road, do things differently. Not because, you know, I think it's better, because it's me. That's who I am. I'm different to the other managers that have been here, and I'll do things my way. And the more, you know, the more we have people have buy-in with that, the quicker we'll get to where we want to, because when there is resistance, it just slows the process down. But what I've made clear is it won't change the process. It won't change where we're going. It won't change me. It won't change the way we do things. It will just maybe derail it for a little bit, and it won't derail it for long because I won't allow it. So the quicker they sort of jump on the train, you know, the quicker we'll get to our destination. So that's been my message, and again, allowing people to sort of be themselves as much as possible, because, you know, when somebody new comes in the building, you know, I don't want people to sort of be that uptight that I don't see the real them, and I try and hopefully put people at ease so they can be themselves, and then we can sort of create the kind of environment that hopefully allows us to do what we need to do.